What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for The Oval. This is season 1, episode number 9. How many episodes was greenlit for this season? And the episode is titled The Fishbowl. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this video. It was an interesting episode, more comical than it was drama-filled, but we'll get into it nonetheless. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start up with the small stuff in the episode and then work my way up to the stuff that was kind of, the good stuff. So, this week's episode, with Lily. We pick up with Lily where we left off with her dumb ass last week. Was with Bobby in her bedroom. And I'm just sitting here looking at Lily like, Lily, you are dumb as shit. So, Bobby, in your bedroom, you don't know how this fool got here. He said, he's talking about his time as an Army Ranger, so he can get into places super, stealth and whatnot. So, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, girl, come on, you got a gun. Why not shoot this? I know you shot him once before, well, twice. Why not go for a third time and shoot him in the chest, shoot him in the head, like shoot him somewhere, kill this motherfucker. Because again, he's in your home. He's an intruder. But no, Lily wants to sit here and have a whole full-blown ass conversation with Bobby, and I'm just like, Lily, you're dumb as crap. So, Bobby's telling her that he wants her, and she was like, wait a minute, why? Wait, was I a mark? Was everything that you told me at the airport, just a lie? Yes, it was a lie. God, how dumb can you be? And, he tells her, yes, he was a mark, but he doesn't know who was behind it. She said, wait, you don't know who was behind this? So you mean to tell me someone hired you? He says, yes, someone did hire me. And no, I don't know who that person is. He tells her, maybe it's somebody that you probably pissed off. She said, I don't know anyone that I could have pissed off. He said, what about your husband? She says, no, not my husband. So, he's just talking to her. She keeps telling, I'm done listening to your bullshit. And I'm just like, Lily, again, you sound hella stupid. So, he's just trying to talk to her and reason with her. She says, because he kept calling her by her name, Lily, she says, don't do that. So she tells him to leave. But before he leaves, he was talking about how he was interrogated by Kyle, and just like she was interrogated by Kyle. And I'm just like, Bobby is still fucking lying to you. Bobby is in on this with Kyle. Kyle put him up to this. So as he's getting ready to leave, he gives her a burner phone. He tells her that, to contact him. I'm like, no. Why would I contact the dude that I slept with that I fucked at the airport? You came into my home. I shot you. You're back in my home again, and now you're leaving me a burner phone. And then you just told me that that I was a mark and that someone hired you. So why would I take this burner phone from you? Someone make that make sense to me. Would not happen now, never, in the future, in the past. Nowhere would that bullshit happen. But Lily's dumb ass is just sitting there looking at the phone. I'm like, bitch, throw the phone. Burn the phone. Flush it down the toilet. Do whatever you gotta do to that motherfucker, but get rid of that goddamn phone. But her dumb ass is probably gonna hold on to it. Lily is so stupid. Let's move on, because I'm tired of talking about Lily's dumb ass. Alright, you guys, so let's talk about Max and Denise. So, Max and Denise are still on the side of the road. So, Denise tries to use her phone. She's like, my phone is not working. She said, excuse me, y'all. She said, you had something to do with this, didn't you? He said, yes, I did. She said, what did you do to my phone? He said, I scrambled it. And she's like, let me out of this car. Unlock this door. I'm like, girl, find something hard in the car. Like, distract him. He has a gun on him. Distract him. Take his gun. Knock his ass out. Bust the goddamn windows out. Do something. Be creative. First of all, this is illegal. This is kidnapping. And this is coming from the President of the United fucking States of America. Speaking of the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump has been impeached by the House of Representatives. Good move, but we have to get the Senate to vote the same way. We all know that the Senate is Republican based. So the odds of that happening, very slim, but it's a step in the right direction that the House of Representatives have impeached that orange son of a bitch. But let's move on, you guys, back to this show where there's a fake president. Thank God. I would actually prefer Hunter over the orange bitch that's in office. At least Hunter, I don't know. At least Hunter isn't racist that we know of. He's not racist. He's not, well, I can't say he's not a misogynist, and I can't even say he's not racist, because the way he treats Victoria, it will make you believe that he is a little bit racist. But the fact that he slept with her and had 2 kids with her, and he's sleeping with Denise, who's black. So maybe he's not racist. Maybe he just really just hates Victoria. Possibly. But, like I said, Max and Denise were still on. Denise was just being stupid as shit. So, Hunter calls and tells, Max, bring her to the White House, but bring her quietly. And Max was like, we might need to do this somewhere else. He says, do you have a spot? He says, yes. Now, for him to say he has a spot, and for him to bring her there, now, they did end up at the White House. And Denise is still on this whole thing of, I don't want you. Hunter asked her, so why don't you want me? She says, because you got that crazy bitch that's your wife. He says, oh, you're scared of her. Yeah, I don't know. If I was her, if Victoria fought, we saw Victoria fight her, but if Victoria beat her ass that badly, why does Denise not have any scratches on her face? I know the magic of makeup, but the magic of makeup ain't for to cover up scratches and bruises and black eyes and all that kind of shit that well. But, again, and Denise gave as good as she got, so I don't know why Denise is so afraid of Victoria. I guess maybe because Victoria threatened to kill the bitch, maybe. And crazy bitch like Victoria, I would believe her. So, then Hunter's like so fucking full of himself. So he does tell Denise, like, hey, how much money do you have? She says $30,000. He says, okay, I'm going to make you rich. So he tells her some kind of stock to invest in. And, now he wants something from Denise. And what do you guys think he wants from Denise? That's right, sex. And then outside of the Oval, and they're in the Oval Office. Outside of the Oval Office, Max is there. And Max is just listening. And Don comes up. He's like, do you enjoy hearing that? He says, no, I don't. So then Don tells him, that he needs training and that, Kyle will be his supervisor. He's like, Kyle? Why Kyle? And Don is like, do you have an issue with Kyle? He says, yes. Kyle is, he's an asshole. He hates me, because I've been an antagonist this whole time that I've been here. And Don tells him, look here, if you have any shit from Kyle, let me know. I'm like, what are you going to do? You have shit with Kyle. So what are you going to do, Don? Inquiring minds would love to know what you're going to do. Now, I'm going to get back to how this whole thing about Kyle being, going to training came about in this episode. So stick with me with that one, you guys. Alright, so now the opening part of the episode. So, you guys remember in last week's episode, those guys kidnapped Gail and they were about to rape her, correct? So, we see Richard, and Richard is still looking for Barry. Richard somehow managed to find where those guys are, and he's asking how they saw his son. One of the dudes tell Richard, get your ass out of here before you get hurt, old man. I'm like, okay. We have no respect for our elders these days, huh? Like zero respect for our elders. Whatever you say. So then you can hear Gail screaming in the background, and Richard's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then all of a sudden, Richard goes Kung Fu Ninja nigga on these dudes and just start whooping people's asses. And I'm like, wait a minute. But when in episode 1, when they were moving into the White House, you called Barry to come to the White House so that he could lift that empty ass box they gave because you have back problems. But here you are beating niggas up. Right. So then we see, Richard does save Gail. So Richard, he calls Nancy, and Nancy's, the cult girl is still there. Her name is Tally. And he tells her, you know what, I'll be there soon. It's going to take me a little while, but I will be there soon. And she asks him, did he find Barry? He says, no, I didn't find Barry. He says, is she still there? She says, yes, she's still here. So then we see Don. So he goes and talks to Hunter and Victoria. And by the way, let me just pause this real quick. Shout out. I did not even realize. I don't even know if she watched my video. She probably did, probably didn't. But shout out to my girl, Karen Moore, who plays Victoria. So this past Sunday, I was on, actually, this past Sunday, I was home in my bed, sleep all day because I was tired from the day's events that I had Saturday because I had a cousin that graduated nursing school. So I went home to, her party, came back, hella fucking tired. So I woke up like Sunday afternoon before Real Housewives of Atlanta came on, and I opened my phone and it said, Karen Moore is now following you, and her name is spelled Kron. And I'm like, is this one of these spam accounts that's following me on IG? So, inquiring mind, I click on it, and it is her, the one that plays Victoria. I'm like, what? I'm like, wow, man, that is amazing. And speaking of, since we're talking about Tyler Perry and his shows, wow. Why nobody didn't tell me that The Haves and Haves Not is actually a good show? Like, I'm binge watching The Haves and Haves Not right now, trying to get caught up by the time that season 7 starts in January, which I don't think I am. But I probably will be reviewing it because I am familiar now with the cast, and I've read a little bit of backstory on some of the cast members, on some of the characters. So I might review it. I'm adding it to the list, but I don't know if I'm going to start it when it comes back. I'm hoping to do so, but, I just want to put that all out there. So back to the show. Where we at? So yeah, Don came in, talked to Hunter and Victoria, and they're talking. Hunter's talking about how incompetent the Secret Service is. And then Victoria's like, he said, can you believe those idiots lost Gail? She said he should not have hired Max. Calling Max an idiot as well. And then like, wow, this family is hella fucked up. So he's talking about some regrets. He has some. I think he said like some regrets. And she said, "Are you talking about me?" And Jason says, "No, he's talking about me." And then Jason, he told him, "Calm down. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, mind your business. Mind your business." And Jason tells him to go to hell. I'm like, go to hell? That, God, I wish I could say that. I wish I could have said that to my mom, and I probably got my ass beat. Go to hell? So then Victoria he tells Jason to leave, and Victoria turns her sights on Don when he tells her that, the Secret Service, they're very competent. She says, oh yeah, they're about as competent as you are, huh? Right. So then, Hunter telling her, go to bed, go get drunk. She says, oh, I'm almost there. Don't worry about that. So, so then Max comes in, and, she says, is she here? And he's thinking she's talking about their daughter. I don't know if he thought she was talking about their daughter or not. So, Max, starts to play stupid. He says, what do you mean, ma'am? Ma'am. She says, if you say ma'am one more fucking time, she says, is she here? His whore. Like, because she told Hunter, like, you're not even worried about your daughter. You're worried about getting your whore in here. And if I find out you had that whore in here, it's going to be your problem. And I believe her 100%. Bitch is crazy. Like, so then, she's asking for the butler. And Donna's like, yeah, the butler is not here anymore. She says, was he the only one? He says, no. She says, okay, then get me a butler. I'm just like, damn. And when she said ask for the butler, I'm like, you do remember dumbass next to you fired the butler, right? Dumbass Hunter next to you fired said butler. But okay. These people are jacked the fuck up. Moving on. Alright, so let's move back over to Richard and Gail. So Richard has put Gail in his truck, and for some odd reason, he's empathizing with her, even though she sat there and lied, saying that Barry tried to rape her. And he brought that up, and she says, I didn't lie. He said, oh, yes, she did. She says, you keep that up, and I'll get you fired. Ha! You've already done that, so what are you talking about? So then, like I said, he just empathized with her. I'm like, man, Richard is a better person than I am, because there ain't no way in hell if I had a son and a girl accused him of rape and it wasn't true that I would be that. I mean, I would be helpful to her, but to empathize with her about what's going on, how it is for a kid to live in a White House, pretty much living their life in a fishbowl. Like, I'm sorry, just wouldn't have been me. Would not have been me. So, he tells her that he'll take her home. So then he calls Sam and he tells Sam that he has her and that he'll bring her there. And Sam is like, don't bring her here. We don't want no more shit from her. No more shit. So he says, where are you? He says, okay, I'm here. I'll send you the location. Sam says, okay, cool. I'll be there. So then we see Sam, he tells Hunter and Victoria. And Victoria's like, I'm going with you. And Sam is like, no ma'am, you cannot go with me. She says, I'm going with you. He says, no ma'am. Hunter tells him, that ain't what you want. That ain't what you want, brother. Let her go. So then we see Barry. So Barry returns home, and we see, Ms. Nancy is telling him that, me and your father, we need to talk to you once he gets home. And, he says, about what? She says about Ruth. And then Sharon comes in. He's like, wait a minute. What are you doing here? Like, I told you to go. Like, get out. And Ms. Nancy's like, no, she's staying, and I want her to stay. He says, no, she's getting out. She can go stay with that dude. Because because Ms. said she didn't have a place to go. He says she can go stay with that dude. And, she says, no, she's not going. He says, okay, if she stays, I'm going. So then he's getting ready to go toward the room, and he goes in there, he sees Tally, and this fool gonna scream out Ruth. I'm like, Barry, how fucking dumb are you? Screaming out Ruth. You know Ruth is dead. You saw Ruth at the morgue. Talking about Ruth. And then talking about, wait, I saw you before. Where's my daughter? And I'm just like, what the fuck? So then Miss Nancy comes in and he's like, why is she here? Like, why is she here? She said she needed help. He said, this is the problem with you now. You let her in the house once before, and now you let her back in. And he's just going off on Miss Nancy. And he said, what are you good for? And I was so happy that Miss Nancy slapped the shit out of him. Like, that is what Barry deserved, to get this shit slapped out of his dumb ass. Like, nigga, again, the way that these people are talking to their parents, I could never talk to my mom that way. My mama, my grandma, I can't even talk to my aunts and uncles that way. I would get my ass beat the fuck up. But, and Barry is black, so I can't say white people because Barry is black. But wow. And they just in there taking it. Like, what the flying fuck? Fuck, I got ahead of myself with the whole Gail situation. So yeah, I already told you guys about, Richard empathizing with her. Yeah, so I ain't even read this, but she had a whole attitude with him. He told her, he said you could at least say thank you to me. The little bitch didn't want to say thank you. I'm like, bitch, you almost got raped. But, whatever. Little, God, she almost got raped and she had a fucking attitude with him. The fuck? Alright, so this next scene, I died laughing through this whole scene. So we see Barry, he's in his room and he's packing. So Sharon comes in and she tells him, like, Barry, you need to apologize to your mama. You know she got this condition. He says, I don't care. And he's just been a complete asshole to her. And he says, so you in the drug business now? Kareem down there dealing drugs? She's like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, y'all. So then he starts crying. That's why I'm laughing, because when he started crying, I died laughing. Because that crying that he was doing was not believable. One iota of that was believable. I just sat there and died laughing. And Sharon's like, you know what? We got you. I got you. I'm here. And he said, you know what, Sharon? He apologizes to Sharon. And then Miss Nancy comes in. And Miss Nancy, I'm sorry, but the look on her face, it looked like she wanted to laugh for a minute. But then she did start crying. And he apologized to her, so they all good. So then we see Richard. He's heading home. And he's heading through a protest. And I'm like, I forgot all about that man. The man on the episode when Barry and Richard was fighting over that gun and it went off, and that girl came out the house screaming, talking about somebody shot him, call the police. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened. How the hell did that happen? Because Barry and Richard shot down. They had the gun fighting for it in the car. Like, if it went through there's no possible way. Unless no. Like, I'm still stuck on that. How would that have happened? Somebody needs to explain that part to me. Somebody needs to explain that part to me more than anything. How did that happen? How did the man get shot? Because I'm assuming the bullet came from Barry and Richard's gun, the gun that they were fighting over. And then somebody needs to explain to me, why are we still on day two, the day after the inauguration? And why does Victoria still have this white dress on? Because we're about to jump into Victoria. So they did, go get Gail. And, Victoria's asking Gail, like, what happened to her face? And why? How did you get here? What are you doing here? And Gail's like, I'm not talking to you. I don't have anything to say to you. So Victoria asked Yuma if she got a taser. Yuma says, no, ma'am, I do not have my taser on me. So then the other guy that's in the car with her, she said, do you have your taser? He says, no, ma'am, I don't have my taser. She says, okay, give me your gun. I'm like, wait a minute. Your gun? So you are going to shoot your daughter. That's where we at. We going to shoot her. Victoria ain't got no kind of... Guys, she really does hate them, because Gail told Richard that her mom hates her brother, and her daddy. And I see it. I mean, we knew she hated... We knew Victoria hated Gail, without a doubt. And Hunter. And Jason. Shit, God damn. You carried them for 9 months, and you hate them with a passion. And you slept with their daddy. Damn, when did you start hating your family? Victoria is gonna be on the episode of Snap one day. Like, they're gonna be like, First Lady Victoria. What is her last name? What is their last name? I don't even know what their last name is. But First Lady Victoria, one day all of a sudden she just snapped and killed her entire family. What happened? How did this happen? Like, she's gonna be on the episode of Snap one day. So Gail is like, telling Yuma stop the car. Victoria says, no, do not stop the car. Gail says, I won't jump out. She says, do it, bitch. Jump. Jump out the car, bitch. And then she tells Yuma, speed up. So Gail's like, I'll do it. She says again, jump, bitch. So what does Gail do? What does Gail do? Gail opened that door, boom, jumped out the fucking car. And Victoria's like, this bitch really did jump out the car. I'm like, yes, she jumped out the car. That is sad that they hate each other that much. This is ridiculous. But it's funny, nonetheless. But you guys, that was the Oval. So be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything. And I will see you guys later. Oh, God, yeah, I won't see you guys until Sunday for Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine finale.